Fantastic. All right. So Danny just texted everybody that the mayor will be a few minutes late, but we do have a quorum. So I guess we'll get started. We'll call it 6:31 and I'll share my screen. All right. And so I guess first I'll do the roll call. Um, Mayor Nicholson, we know, is not here at the moment. Mr. Bennett,
Present.
Mr. Bertino, Member Castellanos, Councilor Chakoudas, Ms. Cohen,
Present.
Mr. Donovan, Ms. Drago, Mr. Duffy,
Present.
Member Gately,
Present.
Ms. Gerardo, Mr. Kolakitis,
Present.
Councilor LaPierre, Mr. Makua,
Present.
Mr. Mannion,
Present.
Mr. Marlin,
Present.
Mayor McGee, Councilor Meany, Ms. Miller,
Present.
Ms. Philbrook,
Present.
Mr. Ridley,
Present.
and Ms. Fritz.
Present.
Fantastic. So we do have a quorum. Great. Thank you all. Okay. So tonight we have a few administrative actions. Then we've got our project update, which is going to focus heavily on the construction that's been going on over the last month. Very exciting stuff. Then we'll talk about the construction schedule, project schedule, and upcoming SBC meetings. All right, so to get things going, we've got the minutes from the December 17th meeting, which I sent around just last night. Sorry about that. If enough people have had a chance to review it, we can take a vote. So I guess we're looking for someone to make that motion.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All right, so we'll just do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? And abstentions? The ayes have it. Thank you. Next, Lynn, would you please take us through the budget update?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. The project budget status report you should have seen in the latest OPM report. Just want to draw attention to everyone that within the report, we also have other milestones that are marking WBE and MBE participation for both the designer and the construction manager. So just wanted to note that as well. But to date, we have committed 96% of the budget and expended 32%. And our construction is actually at 32%. So we're at a good pace with progress complete.
Right.
Our cash flow, again, I had said to you that our cash flow is way off from our projected due to the year extension delay, but our projected was at 105 million and 165,519. Our actual is 60,918,252.
Does anyone have any questions about the budget or cash flow before we get into the fun stuff?
Nope.
All right, then I'll turn things over to Brandon to take us through.
All right, good evening, everyone. So obviously, if you've driven near the job site since just before the holidays, you've seen a very large red crane go up. So the shot here is from the week ending 12/19, pictures of the pieces as they started to come into site, get ready to be assembled. This is a shot inside the building footprint as that crane was being erected on the south side of the building footprint. We're always right up against it with construction activities, finalizing some backfill and things like that. So this was the site work sub still going full bore to get ready for that first column to go up. This is a shot we were able to lay our asphalt binder which is a huge thing for us in terms of being able to maintain with the winter and the weather that we've been lucky to avoid to some extent thus far, knock on wood. But this was great to get in our permanent parking area. Great laydown, helps keep a cleaner site. Any dust that could be coming up is now going to be mitigated because it's covered with asphalt. So that was great to get in on a sneaky warm day that we had. All right, so we've been showing you kind of the same logistics plan page for a long time, where we had kind of our slowdown there and we're working through site work, right? So what we want to do a highlight here for you is we're transitioning to that next phase, that next step of our early structure. So you see a couple crane locations. Those have been tweaked slightly as we've gotten further along in the process here, but it generally shows where the crane is. You're going to see it set up later on in the building footprint, which is more advantageous. But this is the setup you're going to see for the next 3-4 months, primarily between this and a couple different crane locations. But now the goal, everyone on site is going vertical and getting to the top of the building as quickly, safely, and efficiently as possible.
Brendan, is there only going to be one crane through the process?
Yep, there'll only be one crane on site.
Okay, thank you.
This is a zoom in on that crane pick plan, kind of showing radiuses and things, right? So, like I said, you'll see in our drone, we tweaked this. You can see the radius of the crane and what was and wasn't possible from this position. So you'll see why we did what we did a little bit in getting a crane into the building footprint. But so far, we've been very successful with everything we've put up. So this was progressing to the next week, the week of Christmas. You see this crane has been put together. The boom is down on the ground in that kind of finishing process. Doesn't really do a great job to show the true scale of this piece of equipment as it was on the ground, but you can see it's taking up the majority of that building footprint. These are some of the first pieces of structural steel. So we got them over the border from Canada before the holidays, stored more locally in Massachusetts to be prepared for these first deliveries. Those are now coming directly from Canada as of this week, right to the job site, which is how we want it to happen and how we want it to function to mitigate handling things more than once. And this is another great milestone for us from a delivery standpoint. These are the first pieces in the northeast corner of the building going up. We've tweaked kind of our sequencing with the ground improvements. So this whole area went up all in one day. They're making very good headway each day with the amount of pieces they're able to put in. There's another great shot. So this is looking from the east side, kind of on the Magnolia Ave side of the project. You're actually up standing at what will be pretty close to finished grade, looking out towards those horizontal beams are essentially the second floor of the building. So you can kind of see here how it's built into that slope. Everything we've been talking about with the SOE and maintaining that wall is now backfilled and completely stabilized. But that beam will set the level 2 slab, what is actually going to be the mechanical room area of the building. And this is another shot a few days after, as they've gotten a couple days worth of erection in. You can see we're laying down material in that building footprint behind the crane. So it's really a well-oiled process of bringing in a truck, offloading it, being able to figure out which pieces go where and in the right order. And then they're able to feed that crane very quickly to be doing very well on erection here with steel. All right, so
now
we're going to.
Yep, I'll stop sharing so Brandon can share. He's got a drone video. I can see if we put that together. I think it'll give you guys a good feel for how things are going.
Brendan,
Right.
just curious about the cost of the steel. How much did we have to increase?
So we did navigate through, as everyone is in the industry right now, is the ever-moving tariff target. So what we're able to do as a team was carry some budget in that final GMP.
Yeah.
The right now the true rate that's getting billed is anything that's originated in another country and then comes over the border is being the tariff is 50% right now of the cost of that material. So the team did a great job of carrying enough funding. We feel based off the projections that we're going to be able to fund it within the budget we currently have.
Okay.
But yeah, we did have to add some money there towards the end to make sure that we were covered.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yep.
And I see Tom's got his hand up as well.
Yeah, Brandon, how much more did this add to the budget, this 50% tariff on the steel?
We carried an allowance of just over $1 million, Tom, to be able to pay for this for the steel package.
All right, thank you.
Yep. All right. If there's no more questions right now, I will share the drone here. Is everyone able to see that?
Coming up now. There it is.
Perfect. So this was from this Monday, the 12th. You'll see us flying in from the west side. Since even those photos just before the end of the year, you see we've started our decking on level 2. So if I pause this here, you can kind of start to get the feel for the main entry on the south side of the building here. This open space is actually the high ceiling of that main entry stair. So when you walk into that space, we have that double height ceiling. So you see that actually gets left open in the middle here, and the learning stair will come up to this level. As I mentioned, our crane positions pivoted a little bit to really make sure we were able to hit every piece as we needed. We finished the level 2 steel in what we're calling part A. We're going to work part A of the building all the way up, and then we're going to move the crane out, and we're going to erect what we're calling part B here. So that crane's working in that part of the building. Also going on site that I want to highlight is we are still working on some underground utilities, trenching our secondaries for the electrical duct bank to make that connection into the foundation wall. And you can see a Dorenzo excavator here. Now we're stitching together the last pieces of what we did in the first summer with that block retaining wall, and now it needs to tie into that areaway that we placed earlier this fall with S&F as part of that foundation wall. I guess I'll let this play, and if there's any other questions, I can answer them at the same time.
And Brandon, this drone flew on Monday, so this is kind of hot off the
Yes.
presses.
And even then, I'm sure if you've driven by, it already looks different. The steel does really make a difference in how quick it goes up. They've gotten halfway through that 3rd floor that you see them started kind of in this northeast corner. They've already made their way over here. So, Tom, I see your hand up.
Yeah, just so you're gonna build out, 2 questions. You're gonna build out from the rear, from the back of the building out. All floors will be up, and then you'll move forward and finish up front.
Simply
much.
put, yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll do that here from this position with the crane, and then we're
Okay.
going to work our way back out the next couple weeks, and start hitting this area here on the east side. And then there will be some stuff that we hit at the very top from that second crane position, but the vast majority we're going to hit from where we are right now.
And you're gonna lay decking as you go, which is great.
Yep, we're going to lay decking, and then you'll actually, if you're around the job site, you might see rebar go up. We put up all our mesh for our slabs while the crane's there. Strategically load the floors to limit anything that has to happen afterwards with any other types of cranes or lulls. So we'll get that up there for when we're prepared to do our first slab placement at some point in March.
That's great. That's very organized. Last question. How large is the electrical service in the amperage going into the building?
I'll have to double check. I don't have that memorized.
All right.
I know
Thank you.
we did tweak that with our update in the CCD, but I'll double check
Right.
exactly where we landed for you.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Good job.
No problem. Thank you.
And Tom, what I'll do is once we get that information, I'll just email it to you, and then we can report it at the next meeting.
Great. Thank you very much.
Sure. Does anybody else have questions or want to see anything else from the video before we close that out?
No, I'm just really happy to see this. Thank you.
Yeah. Been a long time coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we were left field is putting the construction progress photos on the website. So if somebody wanted to come to this meeting, couldn't make it, you can point them to that website. It's under the heading of construction updates. And then just spitballing, I'll coordinate with Brandon, see if we can, or the website team, see if we can get this onto the website, the video, so that the public can also click play and watch that short video.
That's great.
So I'll take the screen back. Think you guys can see my screen now. All right. So just construction schedule, very high level. As Brandon mentioned, that those first pieces of steel went in December 23rd, right before Christmas. That's it. The structural steel is anticipated to be completed in April, around there, plus or minus, depending on weather conditions between now and then. And as Brandon was mentioning, that the first concrete slab on deck, that first concrete placement is going to be the second floor, which we saw a lot of the deck was in place, and that's targeted for sort of mid-March.
Yeah, I do want to highlight, Craig, that anticipated for completion for structural steel. That's when you see that crane disappear. We do still have a lot of work for detailing and welding and things like that for some time after that, but that's when expect for that crane to be up from now through some point in April. That'll be there doing our erection.
That's a pretty
Great.
quick build. That's good.
Thanks for that clarification, Brandon. All right. So here we are at the overall project schedule. As you can see, we're now in 2026, and just moving full speed ahead in this the construction of the main school building. So building committee meetings. Last month we talked about the February date falling on February vacation. So we looked at the calendar and proposed moving it to February 25th. So that's the week after February vacation, in the hopes that most people will be back and available for a meeting. I sent around that revised calendar invitation. So if you haven't already and you can make it or can't make it, please click yes or no. And that'll give us a sort of forecast for whether or not we need to, whether or not we should have a quorum that night. Any other questions or comments from the committee at this time?
Very happy to see it moving this quickly now. Great.
And Craig, you might want to give everybody a heads up about us planning a steel topping off ceremony.
Yes, great point, Lynn. Thank you. So we have just, or it might even been today or yesterday, reached out to the mayor's office about doing a steel topping off ceremony, and they said yes, go ahead and start planning that. So that'll be kind of in that April time frame, the exact date to be determined. All the details, I imagine it'll be similar to the Thurgood Marshall ceremony, but it is a nice tradition. There's some pomp and circumstance. There's some, like I said, sort of traditions where everyone gets to sign the beam, the last beam that's going up. So it is kind of fun and exciting. And so please be on the lookout. More information about that soon. All right, I see Flory's got his hand up.
Time capsule, are we still doing that? I know we talked about maybe two years ago, I think it was.
Flory, that's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up again. Yeah, in that time, there has been some turnover. I think the school department had volunteered to sort of take the lead on that, as far as like organizing it with a couple teachers and getting some student involvement and making it kind of a fun thing. And then then at some point it gets installed in the building in a location either kind of hidden or in like a very well-known spot with a little plaque.
Sure.
So
Okay.
yeah, lots of options, but I think we would ask. Well, we'll coordinate with the school department offline and
Sounds good.
see
Thank you.
see how we can make that happen because it is a fun opportunity.
Sure.
Any other questions or comments?
Good.
Well, we'll do our regular plug. Please visit the website, point people to it. Please visit the YouTube page, point people to it. We put all this information up there to keep the public informed.
Thank you.
Great,
Thank you to
thank
the
you.
project team, and thank you to the building committee. As always, it is so exciting to see the progress in the ground on that site, and it represents some amazing hard work and also some amazing milestones for our students who will be in that building in just a couple of years. So thank you, everyone.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.
Happy
Thank
New
you
Year.
all. Yes, Happy New Year.